Welcome to SeratoScratchLive.com. Now that you've actually set up your Serato, I'm going to show you how it works. When you boot into the main program, this is what you will see. Here you can see on the left it says RAIN hardware disconnected. At the moment the box isn't plugged in, but you do get the opportunity to play and preview tracks in the player, which is available as soon as you actually open the program. Here you have the left hand window which shows you the crates that you will have put in. I'll show you that in a minute, and the right hand window here actually shows you the tracks. Okay. Now, depending on where you actually decide to store your tracks, it depends on whether it will come up straight away. If you're storing it on your hard drive on your laptop, which I used to, then it would obviously just come up with the tracks straight away on the left hand side, but I use an external hard drive, and that's not plugged in at the moment. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because when I go and DJ with a mate, I'm going back to back, he will take his hard drive, and obviously it's not set to primarily work with my laptop, but because of the backup files for Serato on his hard drive, we can just use either hard drive. When you plug it in, it will just automatically pop up, which is a good thing about Scratch Live. So I plug in my external hard drive there, and you see down the bottom here the tracks will start popping up as the laptop actually finds the hard drive. There you go, tracks popping up. Tracks on the right hand side, on the left hand side the crates will come up. Right, let's pick a track here. Let's give something by Jack Off. Right, this is the main player you get when the interface is not plugged in. As you can see on the left, on the right hand side is the wave for the file as it plays along, and here is the main preview bar, so you can see the drops of the track, the builds and the drops. This plays through the laptop speakers because, as I said, at the moment the hardware is not actually plugged in. Right, so let's use a USB and plug that in to the laptop. Right, so this is the main interface that it's booted into now. You've got your left and your right deck. In the middle there you've got the playing time of the track and the remaining time of the track. Okay, that obviously shows you what is left and how much of the track is expired. Right, this is the timecode signal that you can actually hear from the deck. If you're on phono, you need to flick it to line so that you get the sound coming out. That's the track there playing through the deck on the software. Right, when you actually load your tracks in, as I said, it will put it into crates. You can decide how you actually want to arrange them. Each person's different, and do it slightly different ways. Okay. Now, when you plug your Serato in, you want to check that you're getting a nice clean signal. And we'll start a track here and go to the setup button. It's up on the top right. Now, this shows you the signal that's coming through the deck, through the needle. You can use this to basically find out whether your needle's knackered or your deck you've got a problem with it. Basically, at the moment we're looking pretty good because these two circles are supposed to be nice, perfectly formed circles with a gap in between, which you can see here. So we've actually got quite a nice signal coming through there. When you're plugging in a club, you want to check that, just to check the state of each deck and how it's going to work, whether it's going to work well, basically. Go back into the main interface. We've got ABS, these buttons you can see here, ABS, relative and internal. Now ABS, this mode, is basically as if you were playing a vinyl straight off. When you move the needle on the record, it's as if you're using a vinyl. When you put it back to the start, going back over to the interface, you can see that the track starts from the top again. That's ABS mode. The other option is relative mode. Now, let's say you were playing a track and you wanted to do a rewind, for example, and you didn't really want to rewind it all the way back to the start of the track, and you can rewind it back here. Take your needle off and click on a part of the track you want it to play from, and press start, and it will play from there. So that's relative mode. To get to back to the start of the track, what you do is take your needle and tap it on the deck there. That will take it back to the start of the track. Back on, start again, and it will play from the start. So that's your relative mode. Obviously all the pitch here is controlled from the deck. As well as the absolute mode. Now internal mode is working internally with the software. You've got your pitch control here. That allows you to change the pitch of the tune. Basically brings everything internally to the software. So that's your three modes there. Personally, I normally use absolute mode, but a good mate of mine I know always uses relative mode, and he's used to that. So sometimes it does cause a problem with sort of switching through in a club. We've got to remember to switch over between. So that's the basics of the software. Okay. Join me on the next video. We'll be going into the software a bit more in depth, and treating you some of the sort of tricks while using it.